So here's my 61 Impala bubble top, and I'm going to put in a set of bucket seats. I've already taken the seats out, the bench seat out, and before you can put the bucket seats in, you have to put in these brackets, which are similar to the factory ones, I guess, if 61 would have had bucket seats. And we're going to go through how to install those in the car. Now, I don't really know where this bracket is supposed to hook to the floor, but you can see this indent right here, and it drops down, matching the same thing on the floor. So I'm going to start out by saying that's where this thing goes. And by wiggling it around, it fits very nicely. So I put some tape. Just to locate where I think it's supposed to be. Now, it could be off a little bit one way or the other in the back, but I think that's pretty close. I could have bought a used set of 62, 3, 4, maybe even 5 bucket seats and refurbished them. But since I wanted to do the upholstery kind of custom, I decided to buy these seats from Glide. Apparently they are supposedly close to the originals, although I can see in the pictures there's a few things that already clearly not the same, but hopefully they're going to work for my purpose. If they do, this is a great alternative to some old rusty bucket seats. Okay, well, first of all, everything was well packed. Nothing scratched up or anything. So just first items out, there's a seat back, obviously. There's a seat bottom. And here are some brackets to adapt it to the floor, and another box of hardware. The bottom of the seats connect to these brackets, which connect to these brackets that could attach to the floor. Let's see how that works out. Okay, this bracket should go right over those bolts, but they don't line up. Other side, this bracket is supposed to go on here, and they don't line up. Close. And you know, these are one from one manufacturer, these are from another one. So that's what you get. So I have to do a little hole reaming here to get them to work. After some serious reaming, I got the two brackets together. Here's the new seat bottom upside down. First of all, boy, these tracks are really nice. These are so much better than the old original style. Now, the original style, I think the lever was over here, so it is different, so they aren't exactly stock. We got both sets of brackets bolted on the seat. Let's see what happens when we put it in the car. So I've got the seat back in position with the bracket on the tape lines I made, and you can see it kind of wants to flop around. So if I push this side down and make it nice and snug, I got a huge gap over on that side. And the problem seems to be that corner right there is hitting the floor. Well, you can see that dotted line I drew on there. I think I can bend it enough. You can see where I bent that ear. In fact, I bent it too much. But when I did that, this thing sits perfectly flat. Now, according to show cars, I'm supposed to shim that up right there 3/16 of an inch. I think as good as that fits, I'm going to leave it the way it is, and if the seat doesn't sit level when I'm done, I'm going to shim it right here between the seat and the bracket, because this fits really good. I'm impressed. So all I got to do is go bend that ear back down. So a little massaging on the corner right there. And as you can see, that bracket on the inside fits great. The one on the outside fits great. No wobble. So before I pulled the seat out, I got a Sharpie and I traced all around the bracket on both sides. And I'm sure by now you're wondering about this Dynamat. Have you ever taken Dynamat off before? It's not very much fun. So I think I'm going to leave it and just bolt right through it. That way I still got the insulation and noise dampening properties of it. If I was building this car you could simply go weld these in now on both sides. But that's not going to be the case because I don't want to take all the dynamite out, and I don't want to mess up the beautiful paint that's underneath on this car. So the original seat bolted down in 4 places, and there's captive nuts on the bottom side. So I put this right here, and I went underneath with an awl and scribed around to find out where those holes are going to be. Hopefully they aren't in the same place as the studs. And I'm happy to report there's 1, there's 2, there's 3, there's 4. They all miss the studs. On the inside, there aren't any captive nuts, of course, but I was able to find 3 places I could drill through to the floor and attach the inside bracket. There's a brace that goes right through here that wouldn't allow you to get a nut on the back side. Then it's wide open, and then it starts curving down, and then it's blocked off here too. So that's the only place I could get. Anyway, the inside bracket ready to go. So if you want to put the holes exactly where I have them, 2.5 inches from the edge to the first hole, 4 3/16 between the first and the second hole, and 2.5 inches between the second and third hole. Got the outside all bolted down for the last time. The inside I'm ready to bolt it down. I got 3 1-inch 5/16 1-inch bolts here. What you want to do, just like you would for seat belts, you know, these are subject to kind of getting ripped out if you were to be in an accident, get hit hard in the rear end or the front end. So put a big washer on it just like you would if you're doing a seat belt. So it helps minimize it tearing out of the hole. Here's the inside and the outside done, all ready to bolt the seats in. This is just as a final trial fit, I bolted the lower brackets to the seat frame and then tried installing it that way, because that's how it would be put together after it's all upholstered, and it just dropped right in. Very nice. I just repeated the same process on the other side, and I haven't glued them down yet, but I cut them and fit around the brackets. Studs sticking up on the outsides, brackets in the middle. Put the seats back in them one more time. They fit just great. The Glide seat frames are back in the box. I'm getting ready to send these to Ciadella Interiors in Tempe, Arizona, and they're gonna put some beautiful foam and springs and upholstery leather on these seats. And the next time you see this Impala, it's kind of a beautiful new interior thanks to Gina at Ciadella Interiors. So when I get them done, I'll add to this post. Maybe Ciadella can add something as they're going along. Hope this helps somebody out with your 61 Impala project. Over and out.